What was that for you?
So for the last 4 years, I have been really pushing, and again, Maria, you've been to the town, like you've driven through it, like you know what we have and what we don't have. One of the things that's really hard as a mom is, when Owen and Jack became teenagers and they wanted to go do stuff in the summer, there was nowhere for them to go in Orange. They had to go to Milford. They'd go down to Hoops by the Harbor. That's where they would shoot hoops. They would go over to Eisenhower Park in Milford. They'd play pickleball or whatever over there. They had basketball courts there too. So there was no place in Orange, even though we have basketball courts, there's a huge crack in the middle of them. At one point, we didn't even have basketball nets. We also have this big, beautiful piece of land where there are some soccer fields and lacrosse fields right now. But there was town purchased land that was meant for recreational use that has been leased out to a farmer for $375 a year to grow corn, and it has never been turned into the recreational space that it was deeded to do. So I was
corn.
What'd you say?
Are they growing corn?
They're growing corn for their cattle.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Which is fine. And listen, Orange does have farms and they're great, but this land specifically was deeded for recreational space.
That's what it was zoned for.
Well, once it was donated or the town purchased it, that's what it was zoned for. And actually it says it in the deed that it is meant to be used for open recreational space.
Wow.
So I have been going to the Board of Selectmen meetings. I've been asking for them to relinquish this lease so that we could look to develop it, turn it into, actual graded appropriately fields, lights with walking paths and pickleball courts and basketball courts and, an outdoor workout area. And there is a playground. It was placed in the wrong area of the park. It should have been placed centrally so that parents, while watching their kids play soccer or lacrosse, could have their other kids playing on the playground and not have to cross a busy parking lot. Again, our current selectman makes a lot of unilateral decisions that don't always make the most sense. So for me, Maria, to answer your question, is I really feel that is something, number one, it increases your property values, having recreational space. Like our Pop Warner football has to drive to the Bethany airport to go practice for football, which is a 5-minute, 30-minute ride. Whereas if we had something here, they wouldn't have to do that. There's just a lot of lack of infrastructure because it is a farming town. So what they've done historically is grab your tractor and let's go build some fields. And that's how they built our baseball field, which flood all the time. They weren't done correctly with engineers and drainage and all of those things. And their intent was amazing, right? So it was a community that came together. They built these fields. It's just ultimately not done right. So that was the straw that broke the camel's back, is making changes to better the town, not take the integrity and the quaintness of the town away, but to actually move it forward. The same thing with like even the buildings in town. They're old. None of them are energy efficient. Jack, my middle one, he's a swimmer. The boiler is from probably the 70s in the community center that heats the pool. We had over 400 kids swimming there this winter in January for our swim meet, and the boiler went. And the National Swimming Association says if the pool gets below 73 degrees, you have to cancel. Their lips were blue. And they can't upgrade the boiler because the electricity from the street, there isn't enough to put in an energy efficient boiler. So we need to do a lot of things, add solar, put new windows in, like make things more cost efficient. And I think a lot of people in town are just so used to like yep, everything's fine. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. And meanwhile, like from a tax perspective, it's like, okay, that's great. We have like windows and we're just, heating the neighborhood, or, we're not able to heat a pool when we have 400 kids coming to town. So those are the things that I just am very passionate about, is just, making it a more of a community in regards to places for kids and everybody, like elderly people being able to have walking paths and do things for themselves. The other thing was, I came up with this idea because I'm like, not all kids like sports. Not all people like sports. We have a huge theater department at our high school at Amity. It's like one of the best in the state. Their shows are amazing. I'm like, what about an outdoor like theater where they could do
Like a
summer theater
stage,
shows
yeah.
or do a theater camp or